Welcome dear YouTube viewers, I'm Nick and I hope you're having a great year. This is my first recording of this 2018 and we're coming back to the Redrump rec or deck, whatever. So I've done minor tweaks here and there, so let's see the current version of the deck. We have one copy of Renegade map, we have one copy of Expedite, one Scourge Wolf that can sometimes pick up Delirium, one Karisev Skyship Raider, a very strong 2-drop, 2 copies of Harsh Mentor, a defensive 2-drop, but sometimes very good, not most of the time, but against aggro deck, but against control sometimes it provides. Then 4 copies of Vessel of Volatility at the start of the deck that gives us access to very early drops in the game, 3 copies of Fling, 3 Grungles to take control of enemies that has low power, and also now we are running 2 copies of Eldrazi Obligator to steal our opponents. Of course, to play this we have to pay the cost for Eldrazi Obligator plus 1 and the colorless, so we have to fix a bit of our mana base. For that, 2 copies of Hunger Garrison, one of the best red creatures out there, 3 copies of Conduit of Storms for the sake of the mana ramping, 1 copy of Cultivator's Caravan. I wish I could add another one, but space is tight. 1 Hazard's Monument, 2 Hazard's Favor, that this combines very well with our Act of Treason cards. Then 2 copies of Karisev's Expertise, better than Hijack most of the time, and we get to play a spell with 2 or less converted mana cost, which is a form of ramp too. 2 copies of Heartpiercer Magicor, one of the best finishers. Chandra, Torch of Defiance, providing some cover, draw, mana, it does everything. Glorybringer, 2 copies because it's one of the best Amonkhet creatures in red. 1 combustible Gearhold. We would be happy to run multiples of this, but sadly we can get access to just one of those. Then Oblivion Sower, a new addition that can also help us getting more mana if we exile enough lands from the opponent. And 1 Insult to Injury, because we like double damage, and if we somehow get injury into the graveyard we can deal surprise damage to the opponent. And finally we get Bedlam Reveler, and this time just 1 copy because the card in our hand sometimes is not so delightful. Then 11 Mountains, 1 Wastes for the sake of the Oil Obligator, so we can activate it when we want to. 2 copies of Westvale Abbey, our only source of life gain in the deck if we manage to flip into the Ormendal, but given that we are trying to steal creatures from the opponent, perhaps we are able to sacrifice the stolen creatures. Well, who knows. Hunger Battlements, the most importantly to give haste to our creatures, but also can flip, combining or merging with the Hunger Garrison into this stronger creature. And 2 copies of Looming Spires, a bit show. This land is for show, it enters tapped, so just 2 copies, and 4 Evolving Wilds. So let's see how this performs. And let's see how can we do it. So I'm going to tell you that here the heat is very intense in this time of the year, so perhaps you are hearing the sound of my fan, the windows are open, and whatnot. A single mana with Renegade map and Vessel of Volatility. This is a very greedy hand, but I'm going to keep it because I'm greedy. If we draw land number 2, then we have a turn 3 Glorybringer. We cannot play 2 Glorybringers as it is, but if we find us another land, please. We need an untapped land. So a question arises: if I want my waste taste already, this is not the untapped land that I was asking for, and therefore I have to think what to do here. Alright, so I can drop Mountain now, then Vessel of Volatility, and there's a chance for another land that gives us access to our turn 3 Glorybringer. If we don't get the land, we use Evolving Wilds and we can play the Scourge Wolf, or perhaps we decide to save the mana for something else. Opponent going with green, looks like mono green so far. Fling is nice for later, when paired with the Eldrazi Obligator, for instance. So let's search for a red, which might surprise the opponent. We are getting all red. Now let's get the wastes. So we are going to have our opponent worrying now, and the Scourge Wolf. So turn 4 Glorybringer. Turn 4. Yeah, it's a bit slow. Oh, this deck is so slow. It's a disaster. So the key aspect of the deck is that when it wins, it's an explosive victory. Opponent adds 2 mana. Apparently he is mana screwed. What? Maybe he requires another color? Nope. What? Well, too bad, opponent. We're going to sacrifice the vessel and play our first Glorybringer. Our second one is going to have to wait. Maybe the opponent has a flash creature, but in green with 2 mana, I don't think he can kill our first striker. Perhaps Fog, yeah, it's a Fog. Weird deck with Reclamation Sage plus Fog. Could be a mill deck that the opponent did not find the right colors, with black and blue maybe. But any creature the opponent can play now probably dies to Glorybringer. More ramping happens. We have 3 card types in our graveyard, and we now found Hazoret's Monument. Let's attack here. No exertion. The monument allows us to play Glorybringer number 2 next turn, which makes me very happy. Let's get the mountain that I forgot last time. And also I noticed this, that we can also use the Eldrazi Obligator now with paying the cost thanks to Hazoret's Monument, unless of course the opponent decides to Reclamation Sage. No Reclamation Sage, stay away. Good. Well, we are not out of the water yet. Opponent can still drop another forest and play the elves. So what is it going to be? Well, I hope you have another Fog, dear opponent. Do we want to discard any of our cards? I don't think so. We have Hazoret's Favor with the Eldrazi Obligator is excellent. Even if the opponent has what you might call it, I forgot the name, the 8/5 with haste. Gaia's Revenge was the name. Yeah, even against that, we are going to beat the opponent. But he has spent 2 fogs already, and he's ramping, so we have to hurry up, or else we are going to get a Nulemog for us. Well, if the opponent gets Ulamog, this is going to be very funny. So let's hope the opponent gets Ulamog. Yeah, please do. Cariseb. I want to play Cariseb with haste. I don't think it's the time now. Nobody gets that. Well, we could. Yeah, if we sacrifice the Cariseb, yeah, then we get the Redrump online. But I think that's a waste of a fine Cariseb. So, opponent could use some monstrous onslaught to get rid of our creatures, but I don't think he can do it in just one turn. Now let's see what else the opponent is packing. He has Reclamation Sage, probably Woodland Bellower would be bad against us. He has already 11 mana, which lets him play any spell he likes. Now he is going to show us a lot of cards. Okay, let's see, what do you have, opponent? Hydra, just that? Well, he gets 6 life, draws 6 cards, which is a lot, alright. But is it going to be enough? He needs more fogs. Reclamation Sage. Which one of these two is more dangerous, opponent? Favor. Oh, you. Well, we can kill. We can exert one of Glorybringers. One of the Glorybringers to kill the Reclamation Sage. He's discarding something. Well, we need another land in case... Oh, Chandra. Good, Chandra. So 10 plus 3, 13 plus 3 is 16. So unless the opponent has another fog, we... Oh no, this is... Oh, this is not a red creature. No, we need more mana here. Forget about everything I said. Let's just attack with all we have here. We're going to exert one of these and hit Reclamation Sage. Okay, let's see if the opponent found another fog. Apparently he did. Alright. I think I want to deal 2 damage to the opponent, whatever the card it is. The fog does not prevent that 2 damage. It was a Manticore, which could have been interesting to play, but let's see. Come on, 11 mana and the blue finally. What is it going to be? He could mill us in a single turn with that blue mana here. This is pretty scary. Woodland Bellower goes to find another... No, it's just this. The Serpophos. Alright, he draws a lot of cards, but we got you. Mountain. borrow the Woodland Bellower. Yes, please. No, 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 I don't want to discard that. Oh! That was not the... I did a mistake. What the heck? Alrighty then. And now what? Well, let's swing with everything here. I did a mistake. I didn't want to discard that thing. Confirm attack, exert this Glorybringer, kill this prowling Serpopard, get the monkey, hit the opponent for a lot, and bada bim bada bam, win the game. This guy has now double strike. Good. And let's see how we do now. I really don't like my deck so much. I think it's funny, but I don't feel like it's particularly beautiful way to win just by exploding the opponent. Of course, sometimes you just want to blow up everything, but I have better decks, I guess. We need more lands, guys. It's a bit slow, but we have the lands in this hand, so let's keep it. It's going to take a while, but we have two of our ramped cards. We cannot drop Renegade on one unless we find an untapped land, which is not ideal, but if we resolve the Gearhulk or the Oblivion Sour early on, this game is going to be very good for us. Otherwise, we might be losing before we get to there. Let's go Ballowing Wilds first. In red, I guess there are three main ways to cheat the cards without paying the full cost or getting to play them early on. As we see here, we can use mana acceleration cards. Other way to go is with Madness. That's another interesting aspect. And finally, we have the Improvise too, which is a nice way to get the mana. Okay, so I guess another Evolving Wilds here. Okay, sorry, there was a motorcycle doing a lot of noise up there. I had to edit that noises. So a typical life gain ally deck, which is hard for our deck. This is not an easy opponent for us. Let's hope we can stay alive long enough until we get to play our big guys. Give me, please, I need another mountain, and maybe I get ready with my wastes just to make sure in case we later need it. Wrangle plus Fling is going to be very cool, but not yet. Get this mountain, and this allows us to play the caravan. But I think I'm going to go... Now I'm going to do the caravan this turn. I think it's better to look forward to Fling Wrangle next turn. Maybe if the opponent drops a stronger creature, we can crew the caravan too. another flyer, which is draining our life very quickly. So I think I'm going to wrangle the tap-down Dryness, Emissary, oh, and untapped land. That's kind of great. Let's take this. If I use Looming Spires, I can crew the caravan, but then I cannot fling. Or can I? No, I cannot. So let's Looming Spires and swing with the Emissary. I don't expect the opponent to block. Mostly he has already 24 life and he would lose one of his Drainous Emissary here. And here here both targets are interesting for the fling, but I guess we take down the flyer first. So we are at 12 here, which is not where we want to be. I guess we go with the Oblivion Sour first, followed up with the Gearhulk. Most of the time I expect the opponent to send our cards to the graveyard and take the damage. More life gain for the opponent. I want to do a deck with this idea soon, so expect this kind of ideas following up, but I have some interesting interactions I want to try here. Oh, the garrison, but not yet. We are going to wait a little bit for the garrison. Let's go with the Oblivion Sour and hope to find some cool lands for us. Yes, we got 2 cards, and besides that we removed the Grim Nemesis and another Celestial Healer, which is actually pretty great. Now we have a ramped and we can play the Gearhulk, and we can also maybe play the Hunger Garrison, and he cannot just attack into the Oblivion Sour. It's possible that our opponent packs lots of removal spells. This guy is pretty annoying, so if we can take control of the Lone Rider, I'm going to be very happy. First to strike, trample and lifelink can make us gain some life for ourselves. And Ailey is troublesome. He can activate, if he gets to 30 life, he could be exiling our cards. And she has Death Touch. So scary, Ailey. So let's go with Gearhulk here. And let's see if the opponent, I guess he's going to just drop our cards in the graveyard. And we've lost a couple of lands and another Hunger Garrison. I'm going to play this one. I don't think we need the Vessel of Volatility here. Our best draw could be the Dragon to take care of the Ailey, which is the most dramatic, the most pressing issue at the moment. So, as I said, this match is difficult for us, and the opponent probably has more removal against us. Oh no, now this is going to turn. Well, he has to attack to gain another life. No good. Well, I better keep this in hand, right? I could be attacking with the Gear Hulk, but that is bad. Well, not really. Let's swing with the Gear Hulk. Let's see what happens. Cannot easily block here because of the first strike, so whatever he puts in front of the Gear Hulk is going to get horrible dead. Okay, he sacks the guy. He's at 27 now, and we continue. Now this is going to turn, opponent is going to gain life, and Ailey is going to make our life very difficult. Another envoy. Uh-oh. He tapped down. He should have attacked with this guy to exile our Gear Hulk. Look at this. Pay 3, sacrifice another creature, exile target non-land permanent. He did not attack. Oh, Fling. Thank you, Fling. So, I think I Fling against Ailey. So let's crew Mr. Caravan. Confirm. We're going to flank the Caravan towards the Ailey. Let's see how the opponent responds this. Okay. Going to sack the Vampire Envoy, which is not bad actually. He could also transform the Pious Evangel, but instead he does that. Okay, continue. Fling. And we got rid of one of the Ailey. It is possible the opponent is running another one of these. Let's hope he is not. And finding Westbell Abbey would be our best card in the following turn. Please, Westbell Abbey, save me. I need you. So this guy is holding the fort for us because none of the opponent's guy. Oh my Ochmagocha! Now the Westbell Abbey is bad. Tainted Remedy makes us lose life instead of gaining. Oh no! So now instead of that, what can we use? Even if we steal the Lone Rider. Oh. Well, we are going to play this. What if we flip this? 7-4, trample and haste. It's pretty good. But this guy has first strike, so no yet, not yet. I think I was too hurried to do this. This is no good. Ouch. We are at 7 and the opponent can also... well, okay, we need a really good top deck or we are really dead here. This is a not bad. Not great, not bad. We need our dragons here. It's the only way to win this. Swing with the Gear Hulk. I suppose we can. We have to start reducing the opponent's life total here. But we are in the top deck mode. Another nice card to find is the Bedlam Reveler. Uh-oh, another ally. Oh no! Stop gaining life. Come on. Stop gaining so much life. Wrangle is kind of good, but by itself it's not going to do much. So we just need to wait. So what happens? Transform. What happens if I steal Pious Evangel and transform him on my side? Is it going to stay? I don't know. Does it stay on my side? Well, if we are going to lose, we might as well try to see what happens. Kalitas. If it weren't by the Tainted Remedy, this could be a very nice... well, we can send Kalitas against the opponent to trade with the Lone Rider, but the opponent is not necessarily going to block the Lone Rider. He can also sacrifice vampire or zombie, and this guy is a vampire, so we have to be very careful there. Okay, off you go, Karisev. Well, let's wait another turn, and I think I am conceding. If we don't draw the dragon next turn, I have to concede. Chandra might do it too. Maybe we can get to ultimate Chandra in this game, but it's really not looking well. Hazoret's Favor can help us too. Alright. Well, I guess I'm bound to lose the game. So let's waste no more time. Let's do the experiment here. And we're going to steal the Pious of Angel and try to see what happens when we transform him. So I can also send Kariseb here. But nah. Let's not give tokens for the opponent. Well, yeah, let's just attack with everybody. I think I'm conceding here. Opponent is probably wanting to activate Kalitas here. Well, if we had the Westbell Abbey, it wouldn't be good because of the Tainted Remedy. So, even while having all these many tokens in play, you need to block with another guy here. Oh no! Don't, no, not you! Not you! You need another hero, please. Another one. This guy is mayonnaise. Alrighty then. Ah. Well, I don't know, the lone Itatrace as one could be blocking Hunger Battlement. He's going to activate this again. Ah, he transforms on his side. Alright, and that's game. Let's show our last card to the opponent. Alright, yeah, what are you doing here? Yeah, good, well played. Well played. I cannot type GG to the opponent. Right, let's concede. Ooh.